What's up, man? Um, man, got some time to kill. Thought I'd knock out a live stream right quick. You know, talk this boxing shit. Um, Shit. Yesterday, man, to me, I thought it was a great night of boxing. To be honest with you, a lot of questions got answered, man. You know, I've been listening to various videos. You know, and I'm not gonna say no names and all that type of shit because it's a lot of people that I fuck with on here, but I disagree with them. Oh yeah, what's up, man? A lot of people that I agree with, and a lot of people I didn't. But a lot of questions was answered about Terrence Crawford and his skill set. To me, I thought Terrence Crawford clearly established that he's the best fighter on the planet. Clearly. Now, I know some dude talked about his Canelo. No, the fuck it ain't. Because every fight Canelo then had, his best fights were controversial against his best opponents. Now, the dudes that he blew away. But Terrence Crawford was dominating Amir Khan. We all said that we thought that Terrence Crawford would take over like probably after the third round. But Terrence Crawford took control of that fight. From the very beginning, he did what he wanted to do. And, you know, when you hear people say stupid shit like Canelo, what? What about Canelo? Canelo ain't the best. I know you ain't saying Canelo is the best fighter on the planet. You out of your fucking mind. No, he ain't. But it's the best fighter on the planet, hands down. Canelo ain't never been undisputed. Never. You name what one fucking controversial fight Terrence Crawford didn't have. Every fight Terrence Crawford didn't been in, he obliterated everybody. He undefeated and ain't got no controversial fights. And if you talking about the one yesterday, that's because Amir Khan quit because Amir Khan was getting touched up. Without the so-called low blow, Amir Khan was getting his ass blasted. So you can save that bullshit. So if you some Canelo extremist, you need to shake the spot. Well, no. It don't matter whether it's one weight class. What weight class has Canelo been undisputed in? None. How many catchweight fights have Terrence Crawford been in? How many controversial endings had Terrence Crawford had where you questioned the decision or the scoring? Next question. You're done. Ethered. So stop talking about if you want to come on here and argue about Canelo, you could go somewhere else. Stick to the subject or bounce. Your choice. Okay? Alright. I'm not finna do this with you. So I'm finna get rid of you because you wanted I don't do this. You got the wrong dude. Now, you're gone. That was easy. Ain't finna sit up here and have no fucking argument about no fucking Canelo. That was easy work. He's still talking about resumes and shit. Like I said, What's up, man? Man, I'm back, man. Back in town, man. I'm driving through Hayward and shit, man. Driving through Hayward on my way to work and shit. But, like, yeah, man, let's get this boxing shit squared away, man. Wait, say that again. I'm trying to drive and watch this shit at the same time, so I gotta, you know, up and down, look at the road and try to look at the screen at the same time. So, you know, because when somebody make a comment, it go pretty quick. But yeah, man, the boxing shit was good last night. Danny Garcia. Oh, nah, I didn't block him on accident. I'll block this ass for real. He's some Canelo extremist that want to argue about, oh, Canelo's the best. He need to go on them other channels with that shit. So you go to, you know who you go to them other people that don't, you know, go to them dudes channels with that shit. Bud is #1 pound for pound. Canelo ain't never been undisputed, and then Bud ain't had a fight of his own weight class. Bud either fought at junior welterweight, lightweight, you know what I'm saying? He fought at the actual weight class. Canelo was making up weights. You know what I'm saying? So you can save that shit. Anyway, like I said, as far as Danny Garcia and Granados, that fight went exactly how I pictured it. I knew Danny Garcia was probably going to stop Granados. Danny Garcia always looks good against those type of opponents. Those dudes that stand. If you don't got no footwork, and you just a come forward fighter, Danny Garcia is gonna beat your ass. He gonna fuck you up. Which that makes Danny Garcia still a good fighter. Danny Garcia's Achilles heel, he's always had problems with slick fighters, slick mobile fighters. But if you make a mistake, he can't capitalize off of it. Now, I talked to Angel. Angel Nim is kind of hitting that they may go the Manny Pacquiao route. Like I said, Manny Pacquiao is only there to fight on pay-per-view. You know. What? Wait, I didn't see that about Granados. I mean, it ain't no excuses. Danny Garcia beat him down. I gave Granados the first round, but after the first round, it was all Danny Garcia. It was a dominant performance. Like I said before, Danny Garcia always beats those type of dudes. Danny Garcia always beats brawlers. What's up? Man, I'm going to just be honest with you, man. If you one of them dudes that's just going to try to discredit Bud Crawford with Amir Khan, then you just really ain't no boxing fan. We wanted to see a performance by Bud that could solidify and make the argument that Bud was number one pound for pound. He dominated Amir Khan. He outboxed. Bud did better against Amir Khan than anybody that ever. I mean, he took control of the fight from beginning. He established himself early in the fight. Most people thought it was gonna take a few rounds for Bud to figure out. He got Amir Khan's timing down right away. Amir Khan had problems hitting Bud because Bud most of the time stayed out of range. Every once in a while, Amir Khan would land a punch, but nothing of significance. And when I hear Max Kellerman say, oh, well, Bud got hit and Lomachenko didn't, well, come on, man. Real talk. I mean, Bud picked apart Amir Khan. He made Amir Khan quit. Amir Khan knew he was out of that fight after the first round. And to be honest with you, the way he landed after Bud hit him, he lucky he didn't spring his knee. He landed real awkward the way Amir Khan knew he was out of that fight. He knew it. Yeah, AKA he did, but what I liked about Bud figured Amir Khan out real quick. And the thing was, the thing is, he took away Amir Khan's confidence after the second round. Yeah, Canelo was getting outboxed. The first 2.5 rounds, Canelo was getting outboxed. Bud never got outboxed. He outboxed Amir Khan. We seen Bud's skill set last night. We saw his ring IQ. Now, I've seen people making videos trying to discredit him, and that's unfortunate because they wanted, at the end of the day, some of these dudes say they objective and they not biased, but a lot of these dudes that's like trying to pick apart Bud's performance is a bunch of PBC Al Heyman nut huggers. And that's all it come down to. I'm not no PBC Al Heyman nut hugger. Like I said, I respect Al Heyman. I appreciate Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate his, yeah, what's up? I appreciate what he's done. But at the end of the day, man, the PBC fighters, I ain't buying what they selling, because at the end of the day, if they really wanted to make these fights, they can make these fights. And I'm getting tired of hearing this shit about Bob Arum and all this shit. Danny Garcia allegedly took $1 million to fight Adrian Granados when it appeared that he was guaranteed like $5 million to fight Bud. You know what I'm saying? Last time I checked, $5 million was more than $1 million. So I need somebody to explain to me. How does that make sense? Because sometimes I think that people is whispering these dudes here. I know about all the shit that did happen, the history with Bob Arum and Al Heyman. But like I said before, when is these guys go say, hey man, make the fucking fight? This is $5 million. This shit all come down to about belts and leverage and shit. Because and the sanctioning bodies is full of shit too. Because I remember I was talking to CJ about this shit. Real talk. Why can't they order a temporary tournament to where they should force Keith Thurman to fight Bud, and they should force Sean Porter to fight Spence. And then the winner of those prospective fights, they have a showdown later on this year, beginning of 2020. So how the fuck that can't happen? Keith Thurman, the shit Keith Thurman then got away with is just almost treason. How this dude has been allowed to hold on to the belt and he don't have to fight nobody. Okay, he fought Josito Lopez. I would say, hey, you gotta fight. I say take your pick. Crawford or Spence. I say take your pick. Crawford or Spence, or you get stripped. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. If Errol Spence is about to fight Sean Porter, they should mandate that Keith Thurman fight Bud. All this shit about networks and promotion, that's complete bullshit. They could do a purse bid. They could work that shit out. If Floyd and Manny Pacquiao could get made, any fight could get made. If Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson could get made, could get made, and they have different promoters and network, I'm kind of tired of hearing this shit about this, you know, we fight for this network. It could be done. How the fuck Bud and Sean Porter or Errol Spence or Keith Thurman can't fight when Bud got a contract with Top Rank, who has a contract with ESPN? We all know that Disney is the parent company of Fox. No excuses. What's up? I'm tired of these excuses. It's no excuse why these fights can't be made. Why don't Al Heyman call Bob Arum's bluff? Why don't the sanctioning bodies call people's bluff? Yeah, you could. Like I said, the sanctioning bodies is inconsistent. They inconsistent. It is no way Keith Thurman, if I worked for the sanctioning bodies, Keith Thurman would have got away with this much inactivity. Demetrius Andrade got stripped of his belt because of inactivity. I'm serious. Demetrius Andrade got stripped of his belt because of inactivity. Well, Keith Thurman then fought like barely 2 times within the last 3 years, but somehow, some way, this man still have his belt. It ain't no excuse. It ain't no excuse why these fights can't happen. I'm just tired of hearing this shit. Like I keep saying, I'm not no top ranked nut hugger, and I ain't no PBC nut hugger. I'm calling this shit right down. I'm calling this shit right down the middle. Everybody, I don't like how nobody moving. Cause a lot of these Bob Arum haters seem to get Bud mixed up with I mean, a lot of these Bob Arum haters seem to get Bud mixed up with Bob Arum. Last time I checked, Bob Arum was a white man and Bud was a black man. And people can't seem to get that out of their head. Whether Bud re-signed with Top Rank, that's his business. But to use that as an excuse why certain fights couldn't happen because of what happened between Bob Arum and Al Heyman, that's complete bullshit. Because at the end of the day, the fans is being bamboozled. All it's about is like trying to keep the belts away from out of the Top Rank stable and trying to keep Terrence Crawford from obtaining another belt. So when negotiations happen for a fight, you can say this dude got leverage. That's all that shit. That's all that's coming down to it. That's what this is all about leverage. Where you got 3 belt holders with PBC, but then they refuse to fight. They refuse to fight Bud in a unification bout. This ain't got nothing to do with lawsuits. This ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit. What's up? This ain't got nothing to do with no lawsuits, no history. At the end of the day, it's about keeping Bud from getting a second belt. So, for real. I'm gonna tell you right now, like I said in my video, based off how Bud manhandled Amir Khan, and then you look at Errol Spence's performance against Mikey Garcia, if you Sean Porter, you Keith Thurman, you Danny Garcia, who the fuck would you rather fight? Who the fuck would you rather fight out of Errol Spence and Bud based off the way Bud manhandled Amir Khan? You probably would say, well, I want to fight Spence. Did y'all see how Amir Khan's face looked? What part people don't understand? Bud took away Amir Khan's will. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, exactly. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm tired of hearing this bullshit about networks and all that shit. That's another thing. We have to understand this ain't no Crips and Bloods thing. So what if everybody, if PBC don't get everybody? If some of these dudes go to Top Rank, they just go to Top Rank. So we supposed to be like, oh well, I can't support them because they with PBC. Do you know what hypocrites that make us out to be? If Top Rank lands some good black fighters and we not supporting them just because they with Bob Arum, don't that kind of make us hypocrites? Ain't that kind of like a form of cooning? I'm just keeping it 100. PBC ain't gonna sign everybody. I didn't came to accept that. And I've been accepted it. It's other people that won't accept that shit. To be honest with you, you really don't have to if you learn the business yourself. But see, that's the thing. They want you to be with a promotional company, so you basically could be tied to not getting certain fights made. I've been said that shit. I'm tired of like hearing these excuses and shit. Like I said, all these fights can be made. I ain't defending Bob Arum or nobody. All I'm saying is it's time for people to call each other's bluffs. It's time for the fans to say, hey, make these fights happen. Like I said, you can't use that network shit when it come to Top Rank and PBC, because they all under the same umbrella. Fox, Disney, ESPN, ABC is the same fucking company. They all under the same umbrella. So you cannot, for real. You cannot tell me that these fights can't happen. All this shit, something could be worked out. To be honest with you, the same way Sean Porter is talking about that him and Errol Spence is an easy fight to make. Well, Bud versus Keith Thurman, Bud versus Danny Garcia, Bud versus Errol Spence, all those fights could easily be made overnight. Yeah, it's a negotiation tactic, but like I said, it don't have nothing to do with the shit that happened in the past. It's about leverage. It's about, we don't want Bud, we don't want Top Rank to get a second belt. So we gonna tell our fighters, no matter how much money that they get offered, don't take the fight. And all this shit about Danny Garcia making $5 million on the back end, fighting Adrian Granados, they already said that he got paid $1 million. So he made $5 million fighting Adrian Granados. Somebody explain to me how. You fought the venue at best that hold 9,000 people, maybe. And then the fight was on regular TV, not pay-per-view. So how you made $5 million? Stop falling for that bullshit, man, that some of these fighters be telling you, man. I'm the only one that's sitting up here that got the guts to just tell the truth about what's really going on. I done said that quite a few times, and people just don't believe me. I mean, at the end of the day, I done said for the longest that Bud versus Errol Spence is a 50-50 fight. All these people that sitting up here thinking that Errol Spence is gonna blow through Crawford, you sadly mistaken. You better look at that fight that happened last night. Well, like I said, why don't they call his bluff? What happened to the pull-up? What happened to the pull-up that Errol Spence was supposed to do when it came to Bud? I'm just saying, what happened to the pull-up? Why no pull-up? I'm telling you right now, Bud is finna. I'm telling you right now, Bud is finna be the real boogeyman. I'm telling you right now, I bet you Danny Garcia watched highlights of Bud and how he manhandled Amir Khan. Danny Garcia was getting touched up until he landed that punch. I guarantee you, Angel Garcia is like, you're not fighting that dude. And the thing with Bud, he gonna have an answer. When Sean Porter try to do that WWE shit, Bud is just gonna further step back, and then he gonna switch to southpaw, or he gonna catch him with a check hook. He gonna shift and he gonna catch. I'm telling you, Kitty Porter can talk all the shit he want, wearing that shoe polish on his head, but nobody don't believe what he's saying. Nobody. All these dudes could have fought. What's up, Joe? All these dudes can fight Bud. I noticed nobody makes videos about the merger. I'm the only one that then made the video about Fox ESPN, ABC, and Disney all being one company, and that these fight. You know why? Because a lot of these dudes is fronting, making it look like it would be just so difficult for these fights to get made. No, it wouldn't. So I guess all that. So I guess the first 5 rounds, Bud wasn't doing nothing. That's why y'all should pay no attention. I'm serious as fuck. Y'all need to pay no attention to old media. See what it was. What it was, they were just surprised how dominant that Crawford was. Hey, what's up? They were surprised. The old media, they still trying to push Lomachenko as pound for pound, but we already know that's not true. It's a wrap for that. We all know that's not true. He's not pound for pound best fighter on the planet. I'm just keeping it 100. He not. People need to just stop with that shit. They already know that it's Bud. They already know that it's basically Bud. Yeah, well, you need not even pay attention to Max Kellerman, because Max Kellerman, he's starting to make a fool out of himself too. He said Bud needed to be significant against, magnificent against Amir Khan, and he would, say that he's still number one. Well, he was great against him. So now he's still trying to say, oh, well, Lomachenko didn't get hit. Look who Lomachenko fought. Man. We all knew that Adam Carolla was a nobody. Terrence Crawford's dominance of Amir Khan is way more impressive than Lomachenko dominating a nobody. Okay? So let's for real, let's just stop this shit. Like I said, Bud had Amir Khan like really confused.